West 47th Street is 3 years in the life of four people who have serious mental illness. It follows their stories in a cinema vérité fashion, which means there's no interviews, there's no narration. We just follow their lives and the humorous things, the tragic things, all of the things that happen to people we are a part of in the film, and tells a very dramatic story. West 47th Street was important to me as a filmmaker because I was diagnosed with manic depression in 1986. I was working as a producer for ABC News. And when I recovered in the early 1990s, it became apparent that most films that focused on mental illness focused on people who were severely ill, in part because it's very sensational to see somebody who's psychotic, who is beyond the bounds of reality. But most people with mental illness have recovered and go about their daily lives and deal with the things that we all deal with. And I thought it was important to be able to show what it's like to come down with and recover from serious mental illness over the course of an extended period of time.
It took us 9 years from start to finish to make this film. And I think what kept us going through the process was the people themselves, not just the characters, but the community, the mental health community. As we showed bits and pieces of the film to people along the way, we were told over and over again how significant it was to them, how unusual it was for them to see themselves reflected in these images and these stories. I think people are very afraid of mental illness. I think that the single largest fear that anyone can have is that something will go wrong with their brain and that they won't be themselves anymore. So when the general public thinks about mental illness, it's a profoundly frightening thing for them. As a result, I think over the past several hundred years, people have sort of shied away from dealing with the issue. And as a result, they've shied away from dealing with people who have those conditions. That's very wrong.
We wanted people to know what it was like to live with a serious mental illness. We wanted people to know that you can recover from serious mental illness. And we wanted people to know what these community mental health programs that people read about are that are in their communities. We felt that those three things were important because in order for people to support care for people with mental illness or for people to seek treatment themselves, they have to understand the illnesses better and that treatment is available and that it works, and that people will allow these programs into their community.